Pleased to say that Emily Nash joins us now from the UK. Emily, lovely to talk to you. So help me out here.
Thanks for having me.
Harry and Meghan, they are able to call their kids Prince and Princess, but they're not going to have the King's grandkids at his coronation. Please square the circle for us. What's happening here?
Well, first off, the titles are confirmed, but any arrangements about them at the coronation are yet to be confirmed. So we know that they've been invited. Harry and Meghan have been invited to the ceremony itself, but it would be really unusual for children of Archie and Elizabeth's age to be attending. That's a heavy-duty royal formal occasion. I think it's unlikely that they would attend for that reason, but there's nothing technically stopping them, I guess. I think we will wait and see what comes out on this in the weeks to come, but certainly the ball is now in their court.
Are there other examples when a working royal has effectively severed ties or certainly put some distance between themselves and the organisation, yet still wanted their kids to have the titles that, of course, only come because of your proximity to the organisation?
Well, I'm not aware of another example of this. I guess that as a couple, they're kind of making it up as they go along. But, what we're being told is that this is the children's birthright. They want them to have the option. If they don't give them the titles at this point, they can't take them on at a later date. So this allows them to maintain this connection with the crown, to maintain, what is theirs, having being born the grandchildren rather, of the monarch. But they may or may not choose to use it. And, the idea that Prince Archie and Princess Lilibet may in future, in fact, even want to sign up to a life of royal duties seems quite extraordinary considering everything we've heard from Harry and Meghan. And yet, they're clear that they want the children to have that option in future.
But again, you can understand people's frustrations where Prince Harry says, I'm out, but please keep paying for my security. I'm out, but my kids have the title that means they too one day would need security. If you're out, you're out. Isn't that the game?
I think that was certainly the view of the late Queen when she decided that you couldn't be in and out pursuing other business ventures. That being said, I think security really is at the heart of this, Paul. I think that by having those titles, they do come with that burden of responsibility on the UK security forces if they're in this country. While they don't have the HRH title styling, which certainly ensures security for members of the royal family, it is a step closer to getting that. And of course, we know that paramount to Harry is the security of his family.
Now, when it comes to Meghan, I must say that what seems to be her next step in her career is a little different than the one that was tens of millions of dollars from Spotify, even more money from Netflix. Now we're back to wellness blogging. Now, I know wellness blogging can be a big business, and Goop tells us all you can be a billionaire if you go for the right scented candle, but wellness blogging seems to be a little different than telling the world how to work on podcast or telly. Do you think she can turn it into something bigger than it was when she put it aside?
I think she can. I mean, she's proven that she had an audience even before she met Harry. So the TIG was very popular. It certainly was doing well for her. She was able to highlight the things she was most keen on. And, we all know that with these things come gifts, come affiliate ads, that kind of thing. So it is a powerful money spinner, potentially. We're hearing at the moment that it may happen. I think the legal paperwork is in place there, but it'd be really interesting to see whether it takes on a different angle now, that given everything that's happened in the intervening years.
Do you think that it's important for Meghan, or at least the people around her, for her to be, I'm not going to say doing something of more substance because, broadcasting, all the rest of it, I'm not going to pretend that, I'm in the salt mines each and every day here. But do you think that she needs, that it would be good for her to get away from talking about a lot of the things that have been the seeming obsessions of the past couple of years? Is that how you feel yourself out as a person, that you're not just the person who was asked a question about maybe the race of the baby? You're not just the person with stories about, racial inequities?
Absolutely. And I think that's already what she's been doing. If you look at the past few months, which have been heavy on royal stories coming from that part of the world, it's all come from Harry. Meghan has kept a very low profile so far this year. In fact, we saw her for the first time last week. She was visiting a women's shelter. She was doing things for International Women's Day. It was very much back on brand. And this is the kind of thing she was doing even while within the royal family, focusing on a project, seeing it through to its completion, and then becoming known for her support for these causes. And I think that certainly is the way forward for her. She does need to distance herself from the past few years, from the chaos, from the acrimony, and move forward. And I think that's very much what her team are hoping will happen.
Great. Thank you so much for the chat. We'll talk again soon.
Good to talk, Paul. Take care.